and so that we can able to start the first session of second day International Symposium on Digital Library, Sustainable Development in Education. Now, in this session, this is technical session number 5, specifically on NDLI. So different issues related to NDLI will be discussed here, and experts are available. There will be 3 invited speakers, and also 7 papers are there. So with this, I request Professor P.S. Mukhopadhyay, DLIS University of Kalyani, please come onto the dais to be as a chair of the session. Professor Manoj Kumar Sinha, Guwahati University, please come onto the dais as a co-chair. And, sorry, Assam University. And Ms. Alka Khare, librarian, United University, please as a rapporteur. Please come on to the dais. So, Dr. Parthasarathi Mukhopadhyay is a professor in the Department of Library and Information Science, Kalyani University. He is heading the department, and also he has a lot of papers, I mean more than 100 papers published in the journals and conference proceedings. He is an expert in the field. No need for introduction to, I hope, for everyone, and currently working in the field of AI and AI application in library information science. Also, his interest area in data visualization, data mining, data wrangler, etc. And with this, I welcome you, sir, with a flower bouquet and memento. I request, what are the, with a flower bouquet. So flower bouquet will be given by Dolan. Now, Professor Manoj Kumar Sinha has been holding the post of Head Department of Library Information Science in Assam University since November 19, 2009, and Professor Sinha is also has been appointed as Dean of Swami Vivekananda School of Library Science, Assam University. He has published more than 300 research papers and also guiding a lot of research students. With this, I request Manira to welcome sir with a flower bouquet. I also welcome Ms. Alka Khare, librarian, United University. She has more than 25 years of experience. So let us welcome her with a flower bouquet by Baisakhi. With this, I request our chair, Professor P.S. Mukhopadhyay, to conduct the session. We have 3, invited speech here.
Good morning to all of you. And without wasting much of the time, because we are already almost 10 minutes late from the scheduled time, myself on behalf of this session team, we welcome you all. And as you can see, this particular session is graced by an invited talk by Professor K.P. Sinamahapatra, I think. And it will be followed by 7 papers. So let us start the business because I don't want to waste time. May I invite Professor K.P. Sinamahapatra sir to present his invited talk on NDLI.
Good morning, friends. Today I will be talking on NDLI. I and our librarian Dr. Sutradhar are the joint PI of the NDLI project phase 3. As you have heard over and over that NDLI project was initiated by the then Ministry of Human Resource and Development in 2015, and it was NDLI 1, the portal we called, the first portal that was launched from the Vigyan Bhavan in 2018 was named as NDLI 1. Then the current one, which is now available on the web or on the apps, is NDLI 2. So about the developments of NDLI over the year, NDLI currently hosts over 100 million, to be exact about 104 million contents. The contents are open to everybody except a small amount of contents which are prescribed and to be available only for the registered users. To access NDLI, one need not log in. Anyone can search NDLI and browse or download the contents. NDLI has contents over 423 languages, out of which we have 39 Indian language content. The contents are covered in various categories. Broadly, we call that we have different verticals. The verticals are, one is general or higher education verticals, which contains mostly technical papers, research papers, thesis, and so on. We have another vertical which is school verticals, which contains all the school contents. At present we have covered almost all the boards in our country, along with of course CBSE and ICSE. We also have different verticals like cultural and heritage verticals, where the ancient Indian knowledge systems contents are available. In addition, we have some other verticals which are some content created by NDLI. We create some specific contents which we call the exam and career verticals. These vertical contents, the contents related to different examination like JEE, Advanced JEE, NEET, and so on. Here we collect the questions and prepare answers, and the answers with explanation. These answers are a little bit different than the available solution books in the market, that here we create the solutions and also explain and also put references that what are the things to be read to obtain those solutions. We also have the career verticals, where different competitive examination question papers and solutions, of course similar type of solutions with reasoning, explanation, why a correct answer is correct, why the wrong answers are wrong, and what are the materials in the background for better preparation, they are all mentioned. At present, NDLI is integrated to all other NMAICT projects like SWAYAM. We have a situation that when one particular student or learner is looking for some content in the SWAYAM, listening to some audio lectures or video lectures from NPTEL or SWAYAM, he will be linked to the contents available in NDLI, the related contents that are available in NDLI. For your information, that we are recently working to move to a new platform which will be christened as NDLI 3. Here there will be many additional features like targeted search, recommendations, suggestions. That is, when you search, it will simultaneously suggest some additional searches. When you read some article or document or research papers, it will suggest or recommend similar type of materials. So these additional features will be available when we launch the NDLI 3, perhaps within the next few months. The NDLI is currently accessed by about 3.5 to 4 lakhs users daily. Of course, during COVID, the number was quite high. It became very useful during COVID, and we prepared one special section which we called the COVID portal. NDLI also hosts some additional contents, like on disability, we have a article called Deepak. NDLI also contains some live surgery, medical treatment, or you can see how the surgery is going on. They are also linked through NDLI work that with association with Tata Medical Center in Kolkata, and many real life surgery were videographed and they are available through NDLI. Of course, you have to register to through NDLI, you can register to the Tata Medical Center repository. There you have to log in. Then the sources, from various sources that we have integrated, that numbers about 650 at present, and we are in continuous consultation with various other sources to enrich our repository. The ministry has set a yearly target and a cumulative target for every year, that okay, we have to curate so many content, and overall, okay, and we can proudly say that we are always ahead of it. Like by the end of this year, our content count was expected to be 105, which we have already reached now, though we have more than 1 quarter still left. So to quickly go through, perhaps also I can give you another information that NDLI sometime prepare a customized digital library for some users, for some organization. Like we have prepared a customized library for Telangana governor website. So they wanted to have a customized library containing only contents relevant to computer science and engineering and medical science, nothing else. Okay, later on, with our request, they included the school, Telangana school board also. So those are the only 3 contents they were interested. So we prepared a customized library for that. Recently, I think we have done also one for Bihar, and we are in consultation with J&K government to again prepare a customized library for their government websites. So of course we have various teams who work on these areas. We have a content creation team who prepares these solutions, review, curate, and upload it to the content. We have a curation team who develops various curation tools and curate the contents. We have an Indian knowledge system team or cultural and heritage team. And of course we have IT and system teams also. We have another major initiative of NDLI is the NDLI Club. This comes again from the new national education policy, where it was enforced that there will be club-based activities for learning. And Indialai was entrusted to create these clubs. So at present, we have about over 5,000 clubs in various universities or colleges over the country. The most number of clubs are, of course, in Maharashtra and South India. And through these clubs, they organize activities or events using NDLI contents. Sometimes the events are local, that is restricted to one particular club, or it might be a global, where large number of clubs participate together, and they use or they arrange mock-up tests, quizzes, various reading sessions, and so on. Of course, using the NDLI content. That is another way to popularize NDLI content. However, as I said, that the footfall is still far from what is desired. It is about only 3.5 to 4 lakh over such a huge country with 140 million or 140 billion people. So, in that, we need your help to popularize NDLI so that the vast repository of NDLI are used more effectively, and NDLI really becomes the library of all and everyone. Okay, Chairman sir, am I finished in time, or I have some more time to another 2-3 minutes? Then okay, I will go into little detail about our verticals, and that will be through the slides. Can I operate from here, or someone has to go from there? Okay, this is the NDLI 2 portal on the computer screen and the various Android and iOS apps. This, of course, what we have told already. Yeah, this idea I think I missed. This is, of course, known that NDLI sets up or helps to set up different different colleges and universities or other libraries to set up their ideas. In that, NDLI helps with even IT manpower and also with cloud servers. Okay, this is the available content, over 100 million, actually 104 million. Out of that, mostly are, of course, text. Also, we have contents, audio, video, simulation, animation, applications, and out of that, the books, which are mostly copyrighted. So, of course, number of books are much less. Out of that 100 million, only about 2 million is only books which are open. These are government suggested target. As we said that by the end of this year, our target was to have 102 million content. We have already crossed that. These are our general verticals, as I mentioned, the undergraduate, postgraduate, higher education research, higher education and research, then school verticals for school students, career and entrance vertical, and culture and heritage vertical. These are the 4 major verticals. These are our school vertical sources: NCERT, NCERT CIET, then 22 Indian school boards, Kendriya Vidyalaya, and also so many non-government organizations who have shared their contents with us. The competitive exam and career development verticals. We have JEE Main from 2014 onward, JEE Advanced from 2007 onward, in NEET from 2008-19 onward. About the careers, we have IBPS, RRB, SSC, UPSC. And then these are the for UG and PG and adult education. For UG and PG, we have 43 million plus study materials. For researchers, 35 million plus articles, 290K journals, and 875,000 theses. These are our integration with all the NMICT projects. These are other NMICT projects, and our contents are integrated with all of them: SIAM, Hasi, MOOCs, Diksha, InflibNet, ePakshala, eGyanKosh, NDLI Club. I have already mentioned that right now we have, it is an online platform conducting learning oriented activities. And this is our way forward for the time being. Okay, we have been asked to implement ISO, and as I mentioned that we are already working on a new portal which will be launched perhaps within the next few months. And we are also supposed to support the digital university that is now government is envisaging to launch, and once that is launched, the NDLI is supposed to be the library of that university. Indian. We are also planning to separate out the higher education and the school education part separately. That is, there will be two separate portals, one for the higher education and one for the school education. Right now there are only one, which creates a little bit of difficulty, particularly for the school students. So looking to their difficulties, that's our plan. And along with that, we have also planned to start a competitive mock test as a preparation for JEE and NEET. So when the new portal is launched, perhaps we will start that too. We are also providing and trying to provide a cloud service for library automation, and from the suggestion of the ministry, we are also envisaging for interlibrary loan. We are looking forward how to go about it, whether this digital document delivery service can be implemented. We have developed the module, but of course it is not yet operational. There are various features, particularly the legal issues and others, which we are now looking into, and perhaps with your help we will be able to start that too, which will be really beneficial to the students in various schools and colleges, particularly very many colleges which do not have a really good library. Okay, thank you. I think I have taken extra time. Thank you, Chairman. So any questions regarding NDLI or any information you like to have on NDLI, we are always available here, and you may please contact us. Thank you.
So thank you, sir, for a very capsulized and the comprehensive but panoramic at the same time view of the NDLI activities and other things. So again, we are actually moving on with the technical papers, and personally I'm eagerly waiting for a particular paper. Actually, I reviewed this particular paper. It's a very promising one to control the workflow of NDLI through automated way. So may I request now Mr. Orunabha Banerjee and Dr. B. Sutradhar to please come forward and present your paper. And please remember, your target time is around 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
My 10 minutes and his 10 minutes. Of course.
Totally 10 minutes.
Good morning. First of all, I thanks all of you, and without your support, without the support from each and every librarians of our country, this National Digital Library would have not been possible, because Uh, we harvested data, we get support from, technical support from the librarian, particularly from IIT libraries and some of the central libraries. There are many libraries who help us a lot. And NDLI, I tell you 2 and 3 important things, that the challenges is enormous. One is source, where we will get the source, open source. It is exhausted now. Almost all the source which are available, we have already harvested, integrated. And the ministry has set a target that every month, quarterly, we have to increase the number. So this is a big challenge for us to getting the source which are available in the net. Second challenge is the manpower, particularly for IT manpower is a big challenge for us, because this is a project work and the employees are appointed as a project mode. It is not a permanent. So whenever they will experience, they get, after that, whenever they will get an opportunity, good opportunity, they leave the place. Then again we have to hire the new people and then train them. It's a big, big challenge. So we are facing a lot of problem. In spite of that, we are doing with your support the best thing. And this National Digital Library will be the only one educational hub for the country of India. I am sure in the world such a development is nowhere in any countries. Such a huge content, huge many functionalities, and almost all regional AI, user interface, nowhere it is available. We are dealing with 32 languages, so it's a very, very difficult task. So this is not impossible, but we make it possible. We also train the librarians. Whoever need helps remotely, we are. So what my thinking is that National Digital Library will have to support all the librarians for setting up the ideas for library automation. As Professor said that we are going to develop a software like a library automation software. It will be very user friendly. So everybody will be able to use it, and we will provide the remote support. So there are a lot of things are there, but time is very short. So now I request Ornavo, you come and then you present the paper. This is a very interesting paper.
হ্যাঁ আমি ডেমো দেবো, একসাথে ডেমো দিই। ওই ছোটো করে, মানে আমি জাস্ট একটু ইন্টারফেসটা দেখিয়ে দেবো। হ্যাঁ ওকে শিওর, হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, মানে লেট আস স্টার্ট। আমি যা একটু ছোটো করে ইন্টারফেসটা, ওকে নেক্সট স্লাইড এখান থেকে করে নেবো। হ্যাঁ আমি এখান থেকে, অ্যাবসলিউটলি, ওকে। ওয়ান সেকেন্ড। I guess you can see it now. Anyway, so this you'll find in 894, page number 894. My name is Arnavo. Respected dignitaries and my seniors, my mentors, my professors, and everyone here. So what we have started to develop, I am in NDLI with the last 8 years, and I have been assigned the task from day one to, apart from some initial tasks, to start doing data curation. So what we came up after a long time is that since we have yesterday, everyone said, like PPD said and PPC said and everyone, that data curation is a huge challenge here and our throughput is enormous. Like we have, what can I say, that exceptional throughput, which is, that's why we could build a 10 crore library. So what happened is here is that this is the tool that we primarily use for bulk data curation, so that it helps. And how does it help? That it essentially eliminate the human need for laborious work. Instead, the human person can develop APIs or sophisticated configurations or any standalone utility, so that that can be integrated with the tool. So with that, I'll start this. So this is called ADCT, and what does it say about that? I won't go much with this presentation, because instead that you come to the stall, as sir said, and we'll have a demo on it. Instead, I'll quickly go through. These are all the things you can find later, or you can connect me. And the paper actually said that we did not say much in the paper because the tool is in the prototype phase, and we are not, we'll publish the tool internal structures and everything accordingly. But what we have presented in this paper is that we have did the analysis, and we are in planning to establish further analysis across multiple other tools that I think it is visible, yeah. So we did the analysis, we did the comparative study here. This paper says about the comparative study. We did the comparative study with OpenRefine and Alteryx. We could find time to do across these two tools. And rest of the tools are, they are licensed, they are heavily licensed. Even Alteryx, we actually did with the demo version, we did with the trial version. It came with a 1-month trial. OpenRefine is a free tool. Yesterday I heard that Professor PSM was saying about OpenRefine. He did some work with OpenRefine, so I was pretty delighted that we have taken some tool which eminent personalities in this field use. So we did with OpenRefine and Alteryx, and you could see that there are few columns, which is the significant finding here. And I remember, I remind you that this tool is still in the prototype phase, and we are in the, actually we are presenting here so that we could develop this tool further, and we could reach out to our LIS colleagues and LIS seniors to use this tool across. That ADCT has some features, and apart from few exceptional features which NDLI offers, like content stitching, which I'll cover in brief. So ADCT offers extensive, better solution, better support than the established market tools which are there. So this is one significant step which I'll say that we are trying to cover. And here you can find that few cases where I can see that loading asset to a record for OpenRefine, it is not there. For Alteryx, it is not there. They cannot work with data. Because I remind you that you are all eminent personalities in this field, and you could probably know that for digital library, we don't have a specific data curation tool. This is a huge claim, and we are claiming that in our paper, that all the data curation activities which are happening here are, we are using extensively using machine learning, not in here, but in the general tools which are available in the market. What they're doing is that they're using machine learning techniques to do NER, to do some sort of linking and some sort of data classification organization. Yesterday PPT said a lot about Gen AI. But the thing is that after a certain point of time, which PPC covered, that you need human intervention. You need at some point of time that AI is 95% correct. And then you have 5% which is classified as some author as an institution or some institution as an author. So in those cases, you do need to look at the data, and my colleagues here, they will certainly talk about a lot regarding the QA process and how do we do data sanitization process and data checking process for NDLI. But we still have a lot more to go. So those cases, you need human intervention, and you need someone to look and see that, okay, this part of the data, which there is a noise. Right now, we do human intervention a lot, like for NDLI, we still do not have some AI tool which will automatically classify our data as a noise, but will be there. So these things are pretty important. Like, you need a low-level tool. It is called a low-level data curation tool. We have lot of high-level data curation tool, but we do not have any low-level data curation tool for DLDC world. So that's where we are actually trying to offer that ADCT will come and sit in a desktop. It is not as right now, it is not cloud, and we are not trying to offer it as a cloud. I'm personally not trying, because I'm trying to reach to the lowest possible library at the lowest grain, so that there might not be an internet connection which has the bandwidth of communicating lakhs of data to the server, and a librarian which is like in a school, we all have like PC connectivity in a school. So he will be even able to curate the data at a village where you do not even have an internet connection. So in that case, like what happens, because we all know, we have seen that Aadhaar data, that my name is Arunava Banerjee, and in my Aadhaar card it can highly come as Arun Sen. So all those things, like you cannot find a book if the data is not properly curated. We spoke a lot about data curation yesterday. So those things are achieved. Now, as I said that I won't spend much with these things. This you can see. Let me quickly show you a demo of the tool. Like how does it look like? Oh, sorry. You'll see a lot in the paper, and we do have a user manual, because what I'm presenting in 10 minutes is a software, it's an end-to-end software, which is just not possible to present in a 10-minute session. There's a concept which is called a bundle. What does a bundle do? You can see in the top left, it is called a bundle. So a bundle essentially have, apart from the jar file, right now we are offering it as a CLI, because as we said, as Dr. Shutra said, that we have resource crunch. So right now we have a CLI model here. And so what you see in the left corner is that apart from the jar file, so you can see that there is a CSV data. Just below that, you can see there is a file called run properties. What is the run property? I won't get much into details, because everything you'll see in the manual. And how do you reach to the manual? You can find in the paper, there's a link to the manual. The paper is in page 894. So you can see that there's a run properties which calls upon the dataset1 CSV, and we offer right now RIS, BibTeX, CSV, Excel, SIP. We are in process of developing AIP as fast as possible. So right now we offer integration for these data, and as I said, not only AIP and MARC. We will be integratedly working with every people here. So, and the source type is right now defined as CSV. Why did I say why there's a need for source types explicitly? We could have fetched it from the extension itself, because we are in progress, we are in plan to work with heterogeneous data. We are not in plan with working with homogeneous data. That means a folder can have a MARC file, a folder can have a CSV file, you can have a mix of files, and then you simply supply the folder, it will curate the data. After that, there are a few files which will come. So what happens if you minutely look into the run properties file? It says that there is a source data, it's a source type. There's a target data. The target data right now offer as an SIP. So SIP is there are two ways of working with SIP. One is a tar.gz file. It's a zip tar file. We use that for ingestion purpose. It's a we all know what does help by tar.gz, and it offers at a folder level. You can create a folder for your own purpose. Then what? Then there is a parameter which calls logic. So this is a pretty important thing. Everything I'm saying, you need to go back to the user manual. I cannot cover everything. So the funda is that we are introducing a language. We are introducing a language called Metacar. If someone have the book, you can simply go and see that. We are introducing a language called Metacar. The Metacar is this one. It's a JSON file, right? And this is the automation. What are we introducing? A person needs to write this JSON script. JSON is a pretty simple language. You just need to look into the syntaxes. We could, once we introduce UI, I don't know what benefit it will bring, but there could be some changes. But right now it is a little bit syntactical. So we are introducing a language called Metacar. The Metacar has its own syntax and its own grammar. There are commands. I'll quickly, one second, give me one second. So this is a paper. I mean, I'm not trying to, you know. Yeah. So right now we have worked with the use cases. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So. What does it say? You could see that there are few processes. The processes says that there is a value mapping. So what are these processes called? These processes are the processes we use for data curation in our digital library world, in our library world. What we do, so we have tried to classify or concentrate the process at a high level. The high level, what is that? The first one is that exact value mapping, which is one-to-one mapping, and accordingly we have defined some actions. So I actually have a lot of workings across industry. So in industry we have a process called ETL, extraction, transformation and load. You all learned person, you must have known. So they come with few tools. Okay, 1 minute. Okay. So what we essentially offer is that those processes are concentrated to few actions. So that the actions are called mapping, lookup, move field, add, everything you'll find in the manual and the paper also. And they are being concentrated in a script. The script has its own functionality. I'll take 1 more minute to show you a demo. How does it work? Oh, sorry. So it is like that. So you just have to create all these necessary files and run it in a CLI. Essentially, it will give you the data. So data set initially was that that we actually tried to fit some logic in here. So those logic we have tried to curate author. We have tried to do a one-to-one mapping to author. Initially, there was an author which is called professor author name 1. And we have fed 30 seconds more. That's it. We have fed that we have given a logic that if contributor author is professor author name 1, then you change that to Ram Gopal Verma, and in a way that Verma Ram Gopal. So you see that when we run using this particular tool, automatically it will convert into the data of So it will convert into this type of changes. So these are the things. We are there in the stall. As I said, I'll be absolutely available there. You come and you reach me. We'll have a lot of more interaction. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you, Babu. And we need many such work. We expect many such work from you. It's really an interesting thing that you are giving an input in raw CSV file. It is running through the workflow and giving you output even in rendering. So yeah, very good. So before moving into the next technical part, may I request a very special guest, Dr. Tomal Guho, to present before us what is happening or what are the NDLI activities in Northeast India. So please, sir. And please restrict your presentation within 5 minutes.
Yeah, very good morning. So this is really a surprise that I was not scheduled to be here, and I was not ready with the presentation. But somehow the colleague of one of your NDLI colleagues, Ms. Fuloshmita Nath, she happens to be here for a presentation, another presentation. So I asked her to quickly prepare a couple of slides, and which she has done immediately. So what I'll do in my given 5 minutes is that try to say what is NDLI NESC, is it something different, and how did you do and what do you do. So it's like 2018 or rather 2017, Professor PPD came to IIT Guwahati library because of his another academic purposes, and he told me, just can we start one extension counter of NDLI in IIT Guwahati for serving the northeast region, because northeast region is a 7-state zone but having a diverse culture, so many languages, and how do we approach that? We have no idea sitting in IIT Kharagpur, how do we do it? So, yeah, so what happened is that I said, okay, let us do that. So we just quickly prepared certain paperwork and then came up with this center. Issue, manpower. Now people coming from other part of the nation may not be knowing the diversity, complexity involved in northeast region. We have to get people from northeast region. So quickly we look for manpower, and then Ms. Nath, she is basically she was a trainee of our institute, and she was due to finish her traineeship, and we asked whether she would be interested to apply, and she applied and she got it. Eventually, can we just go to the next slide? Is it working? Okay. Yeah. So eventually we started with one, and we are still with one. So with this one person, what we have done, I just wanted to narrate this. Frankly speaking, I have very little involvement in last couple of years. It is basically the headquarters, that is Kharagpur, is managing the show. I just intervene if there is only administrative issues involved. So within this few years, what we have done is that 36 users webinar we have conducted based on the request coming, and sometime with persuasion. And on before Corona, we were doing on-campus events. In fact, I was personally involved into going and So 26 on-spot events we conducted, followed by on-spot, and then on-spot is a very huge number. IIT Guwahati receives more than 3,000, 4,000 visitors yearly basis, and these are like schools, colleges, university students. They come to us, knowing about our operations, how do you do it. So within their visit time, we offer them lectures, and then demonstrate what NDLI is doing. If somebody is interested, we keep following up with them. We are one short of one NDLI club activities. We are going to hit the century very quickly. And then, yeah, there are a bunch of other things. One thing which I wanted to present here, probably is somewhere in this I was reading, is that we conduct webinars or we conduct on-spot events, and then there's one time we go or we intervene. What happens then after? Is NDLI club is one mechanism where people can go and interact. But there are individual level issues. Okay, we have conducted an event or a seminar. Then what? Down the line, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, people will start losing interest, especially the librarian will start losing interest. How long they will retain on that? So we came up with an unofficial, informal channel. What we said, okay, we create a WhatsApp group. Fine. Now, anybody with whom we have conducted a webinar or an on-spot event can join that group and ask your questions at a personal level. Not in that event, you could not ask, maybe you made a couple of phone calls, we could not explain everything. Do you need something? And occasionally we just give them a kind of Google platform talk. Okay, not exactly talk, but interactions. So that helps them to keep engaging into the system, and which we found to be very fruitful than even ever having an event. So when you are having an event, then you are very formal. You are not probably asking the questions out of your shared thing that I would look full in front of everybody. So this initiative helped us quite a lot, and one more achievements, last but one, that Assamese language interface that we have on NDLI platform, that has been actually built by this one individual. And I am sure that there are still many rooms to improve on that particular ground, because NDLI contents are changing and then platform interfaces are changing. Probably we need to retranslate some of the issues. But I was given this challenge by Anand, saying that we need to put interface in Assamese. So 2 months or 1.5 months she worked all the lingua franca and whatsoever we have in Assamese, and then we came up that interface. So it found to be very successful. We have checked with some of the very renowned literary personality of Assam whether we are all right, and then it was inaugurated by one of the Padma Shri awardee, and he actually appreciated on board. So that is it. And we have created a blog spot for Northeast people. It's nothing fancy, but here what we do is that we just give them the contents. It's a screenshot, it doesn't have all the things over here. So it gives those people who actually have participated in the webinars to come back and ask questions to us. So this is an exclusive group that we keep adding. You have conducted a webinar, we have conducted a user awareness program, then you can come and ask questions, further questions. So this is beyond the WhatsApp group that we are doing. These are probably not in the knowledge of NDLI headquarters, but we are doing on our amateuristic way. Just to go for the next slide, this is what I just wanted to show. There are many layers, but we have quickly clicked on few of the layers that we are using. That what is our footfall in Northeast, how far we have reached in Northeast. That's it. Thank you very much.
I really means very happy that Dr. Guha is taking the initiative in Northeast, and he is managing that area. In spite of his library works and other works, he is helping the NDLI. On behalf of NDLI, I really thankful. I give a big hand to Dr. Guha and his team. Thank you. And we also like to have similar center in South, in West, and then Central India. So those who are interested, they can approach us so that we can have some more center, regional center, so that this NDLI work can be popularized. Thank you.
So now we are really in a tight situation. It's almost 10:30. I can extend maximum 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. So may I now request Mr. Satyabrat Acharya and Dr. B. Sutradhar to present their paper. And I request you, please, sir, restrict your presentation within 8 minutes. Not more than that. Now I can allow. Okay. Just come to the, your image.
Satyabrat. Excuse me.
Good morning. I am delighted to have this opportunity to participate and present a paper in the groundbreaking international symposium, Digital Libraries, Sustainable Development in Education, DLSD 2023. The title of our paper is Designing a Multilingual Stemmer for Indian Languages in NDLI, an assessment of linguistic aspects and functionalities. My co-author of this paper is Dr. B. Sutradhar, librarian and joint PI of the National Digital Library of India, NDLI, IIT Kharagpur. I am Satyabrat Acharya, Senior Project Official Linguistics, NDLI. Now, I am entering into our paper. Why is multilingual stemmer in the NDLI? The National Digital Library of India is a multilingual portal that aims to provide access to a wide range of educational content in multiple languages. However, it faces challenges in ensuring effective search and retrieval of content in different languages. A multilingual stemmer is a pioneering solution to connect native speakers in an extensive multilingual country like India. Stemming is a linguistic tool used in natural language processing and information retrieval systems to simplify words and to improve efficiency in text analysis, search, and retrieval processes. One of the important and highly challenging tasks of NDLI is to develop a robust multilingual search engine to reach multilingual users at its highest level. The NDLI is a national multilingual portal, and currently it executes only 3 searching languages, that is English, Hindi, and Bengali, as a default support for multilingual searches. It currently takes an efficient and important multilingual stemming mechanism that can handle the linguistic diversity of India. Stemming designed for English as the default support in the NDLI often performs poorly when applied to Indian languages due to their unique linguistic features. Without proper stemming, users face difficulties in searching for and retrieving relevant content. This results in suboptimal search results and hinders the overall usability of NDLI, particularly for users who are not proficient in English. So to resolve this hard-headed problem, a team of the NDLI has been working on generating a multilingual stemmer initiated with 10 major Indian languages, including Bangla, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Assamese, Odia, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and Kannada, using the Hunspell stemming system with a target to implement them in the forthcoming NDLI new content management system, that is CAMS, to reach the users. Now, I would like to focus on the objective and key research questions. The core objective of this paper is to explore linguistic perspectives and functionalities for elevating a multilingual stemmer with a robust set of linguistic tools that enable searching and retrieving contents across a wide spectrum most effectively. It aims to address linguistic diversity, search efficiency, and cross-lingual retrieval, and boost content discoverability in making educational resources accessible to a wide range of users in the rich linguistic landscape of India. It brings into focus the research questions concerning the linguistic characteristics and challenges associated with stemming for Indian languages, what linguistic theories and models can be adapted to create a robust and accurate multilingual stemmer that accommodates the diversity of Indian languages. How can linguistic resources and data from various Indian languages be effectively collected? And what types of linguistic strategies can be employed to reach diverse users, including individuals with various levels of linguistic proficiency? Now I am coming to the basic foundation of this paper, linguistic aspects and perspective. Linguistics is the core foundation of any stemmer, more specifically morphological theories and rules. The subject, object, verb, word order, that is SOV for Indian languages, plays a vital role in supervising how word segmentation, morphological processes, and language-specific rules perform in stemming. Indian languages are highly inflectional, and it deals with grammatical functions such as tense, aspect, mood, person, number, and case in stemming. Whereas derivational changes create a new word by changing the grammatical category, like noun to verb or verb to noun, and convey a different meaning. Now coming to the morphological rules. Any morphological relationship between two words in language can be described by a rule to be called a morphological strategy or a word formation strategy, and it plays an essential role in generating a stemmer. For example, X alpha bidirectionally changes into X naught beta. This morphological rule has been used in this stemmer, where X and X naught are different words and alpha and beta are morphological categories. For example, the Hindi word das means servant. This is noun, singular number, nominative case, human and masculine. Bidirectionally changes into dashi, means maid, based on morphological strategy. This is very important. Now I am briefly entering into the methodology, design and workflow. First of all, why have we used Huntsville stemming approach? Huntsville is a widely used stemming system because it offers effective morphological analysis and spell checking capabilities. It parses a document most effectively by tokenizing words that he or we want to check. Most importantly, for the incorrect words, it can suggest corrections by finding similar correct words in the dictionary. Methods. The very important method is an affix file is the crucial for generating the Huntsville stemming system, which consists of the three major components: internationalization conversation, icon V, replacement REP, and try and key flags. These components work together to detect root or stem, convert character encoding, specify replacement rules, and map the entire affix file with the Huntsville dictionary of a language. Dictionary mapping is a vital subset of stemming to recognize text. Each root or stem of the dictionary file .dict is to be mapped with the corresponding affix numbers generated in the affix file, and each word will be followed by a slash. This dictionary file provides a list of roots and their inflected lexical forms. This method adds a huge value in generating a terminology-friendly dictionary, basically for the digital library. This flowchart shows how the entire linguistic unit works in the Huntsville stemmer and involves a series of steps that Huntsville follows to analyze generating base or root forms of words to handle the complexities of word morphology by applying a combination of prefix and suffix stripping, character replacement, and dictionary-based lookup. Now I'm coming to the result and discussion. We completed tests with 5,000 Wikipedia pages and the text collected from the NDLE metadata contents and several newspaper resources. The table shows the accuracy rates of the language in terms of the percentage of recognized and unrecognized words out of the total number of words tested randomly. Among the languages implemented in the NDLE multilingual stemmer, the Bangla language currently offers the highest accuracy with 98.98%. Next to Bangla, Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, and Assamese languages have a significant percentage of accuracy above 90%. Kannada, Tamil, and Oriya languages reflect accuracy between 80 and 90%, and Malayalam language offers comparatively lower accuracy at 76.66%. The number of valid affixes, icon V, replace means REP, and dictionary entries are the key parameters to reach better accuracy in a Huntsville stemmer. We would typically need to consider the quality of dictionary data, language-specific challenges, testing and evaluation, and updates and improvements to have a healthy and standard stemmer. Now, I am wholehearted to present the contribution and significance. The significance, the multilingual stemmer generated in the NDLE has employed advanced NLP techniques to create a versatile tool that can accommodate multiple Indian languages. We have looked into the linguistic diversity of Indian languages and accomplished a seamless integration of our multilingual stemmer for 10 major Indian languages, making it ready for users to access through the following, the forthcoming new content management system in NDLI. This is the last slide, future work and conclusion. Number one, the next plan is to work on the remaining 12 scheduled Indian languages out of 22. Second, we intend to enhance the accuracy of our stammer by incorporating more linguistic resources, comprehensive dictionaries, and advanced machine learning techniques. Third, we need to continue our work on efficiency and performance optimization, particularly for handling large corpora of text. And last one is, a significant percentage of the population in India is visually impaired. So we have a plan to integrate the automatic speech recognition ASR system into our multilingual stammer to enhance the system for differently able persons, such as a visually impaired or blind person, and as usual for general users. Thank you. And before that, I want to read the acknowledgement. Thanks to the NDLE team associated with the generating the stammer, and Dr. Subrata Bose of the NDLA, who reviewed the extended abstract of this paper. Thank you everybody.
I have one observation here is you're talking about stemming, then does it follow lemmatization also?
Yes, just a minute.
Yeah.
Lemmatization basically searching the root, and stemming is searching the stem. But what happens when we are connecting with linguistics, then root and stem, the next stage of root is stem. So in computational linguistics, we focus on root and stemming both. Here, the Hunspell stemming system, it covers the root and stem, means lemmatization and stemming together. And one more important part, why we are using Hunspell stemming, it also includes the Hunspell checking, what is this, spell checking system. If there is some error, it can correct automatically. Thank you. Any more question?
Yeah, I have one suggestion to both the authors. Say, you have developed this corpus of this one, and it actually accuracy level reached up to 90%. So why don't you donate this as a training data set to SPACY? In SPACY, we don't have a multilingual training data set. Okay. So you please consider that. Okay, I'll do.
Thank you.
Yeah. So next paper is another interesting paper we are going to have. May I call now Dr. Anirban Biswas from, oh no, he is not yet doctor. Okay, that I know very much. Okay, Anirban Biswas to present his paper. And I request you to please, confine in 6-7 minutes. He is a very good speaker, I know him personally. So 6-7 minutes. So
thank you, Dr. PSM. So book recommendation system for North Bengal University Library. So how it came into my mind, or why I am working into it, I start with that probably. Like wherever you go in India, maybe in some region Diwali is the festival, in some region Durga Puja, in some region maybe Ganpati. But if you ask anyone, the current festival everyone likes is the Amazon Great Indian Festival. And why it is? It is not because they are giving lot of discounts. It is because they are giving lot of options when you start working into it. Maybe purchase, you are putting your penny from your pocket, but still you are very much exploring the things. And the reason is recommendations and options. So when we actually buy any TV, when we think of our next vacation plan, we do lot of discussion. We search for different options, different recommendations. But 4 years back, when I joined University of North Bengal, I find in a traditional library like university, where a lot of options are there, but they are not actually properly presented to the students or the users. So that's why I started working it maybe a year back on it. So like in 6 minutes time, what chairman is given, I'll cover what exactly the recommendation system is. I know many of you know, but still I will touch upon it. Why it is required in university library and how it can be implemented at NBU library. So I already created a prototype for that, and which is already in GitHub. The third part, I will take 4 minutes, for other maybe 1 minute or less. So I start with the null hypothesis that I already talked about when I started this. I found in University of North Bengal, to be very specific, there are a lot of data, but some of the very important proper meta informations are missing. And that's why it is a typical problem created at the time of search through using ILS. They are using the ILS SOL 3.0 right now. And the second is the low penetration rate. In University of North Bengal, actually having offers their education throughout 46 colleges in 7 different districts, and they come from a different background. Most of them are seeing that big library for the first time when they entered into the library. So low penetration rate is happening because they know only those books which are traditionally more people are lending or in the borrowing. So there are n number of books, they are untouched. So that's the null hypothesis where I started. Sorry. Okay. And this is the alternative. I just want to put it forward over here, that to build a system which will recommend what it will recommend, what to read next. If I am a reader, I am a user of the university, and one thing you need to learn, that university has a lot many collection, different collection, and there are people who can understand what is in between that. If they are not in use library for their entertainment purpose. So we need to have build a valuable addition to the in addition to the existing conventional system. We need to work on the interest and activity what user wants, and thirdly suggest that particular book what user might have some interest in to get what to read next. So that should be the tagline maybe. So this is the methodology I used. I did a data collection from the university library, and it was a live data for last 4 years till 2023 July. And then I did bit of data analysis. Then I do feasibility study whether it is possible or not. Then I design the exact what are the different things or architecture that I need to put in. Then I implemented it using some programming languages. So that's the overall methodology part what I used. Now a few data collection highlights I should say. So Central Library of University of North Bengal, I use 4 years data I already talked about. They use SOL 3.0 and the data is actually a MS SQL database. Total collection what we have around 2,77,000 on as of 2023 July, out of which 2,13,000 were on circulation. So each data contains several fields you know of, I don't want to go on that path. And I also collected the circulation data for regarding transactions, renewals, number of copies. And I found that 2% of data I had to modify by myself, or there are some missing records, so I ignored them. One thing I just put a stop over here, that most of the recommendation system like Flipkart, Goodreads, they use some recommendations, even YouTube use some recommendation system, but most of the things running on some feedback from the user. But here that part is missing. So the whole data collection process, we don't have any feedback from the user. So, so this is a bit of data analysis we do, and we found on the right side, I don't know whether you can see it properly or not, I actually tried to put a graph of the borrowing frequency of each of the book along with their ranking of borrowing. And what we found that it is going through a statistical distribution which is called like the probability law distribution. It should be Poisson if it is better, but it is, so that means a few number of books are borrowed many number of times where the other books are not being borrowed. Then I tried to find it using the different DDC group, and you find that the use factor, I use statistics called bond statistics which started in 76. So I use bond statistics to find the use factor for each of the DDC group over here, and you find there are few data which is very less, which are more than one. That means those are active books. And I found language, science and literature are good in University of North Bengal, whereas religion and social science books are very less borrowed. And second finding is percentage of number of borrowings. You can find that percentage of it is not number of borrowing, actually it is no borrowings. So 85% of the book of DDC group 000 over never being borrowed in last 4 years. So university spending money, we always told that we are a state government university, correct? State doesn't have money. But I find the lot of wastage on that part in the last column. So that actually make me to thought of this stuff. So, and when I do the feasibility study in terms of data analysis and line of going to the alternative solution, so I try to find what the user interest is, and I try to divide it. I don't want to explain it over here. You can find it in paper, in my paper, which is on page number 788. So now, after when doing the feasibility study, I came up with 4 different models. The first one is simply popularity based model based on completely on circulation statistics. The second one is content based. What content based means? Suppose I am a user A. I like a book ABC, and there is another book BCD is there. Then that means I might like it. So it's a simple concept which is content based. And then the collaborative filtering based, then the second approach I used, that is if I am a user, so I show there I am user 1 and there is another user 2. If we do have something common, if there is some data in terms of interaction, in terms of Venn diagram, then we may have some similarity. So based on that, I come up with collaborating filtering system. Now we do have different problems in all these 3 models. So combining all these 3, finally I came up with a integrated model. Yeah, I will take 2 more minutes. So these are the popularity based recommendation models. So one is based on borrowings. So if the borrowing higher, that means it is popular. Second one is based on the interval or shelf life. If shelf life is higher, then it is not that popular. And the third one is based on the frequency of renewals. So based on these 3 stats, like for each and every book, I come up with a popularity based recommendation with doing a simple average. I don't know whether any weighted average will work better over here. Next is design of content based recommendation. I don't want to go into that path, but I just want to highlight one thing. So suppose I am giving one example. Suppose I am the user and my last 10 borrowings are this, like author 1, author 2 and like this. So based on different similarity measure, I taking a similarity measure or similarity variable as author, you can find that I do in my last 10 borrowings, my author data vector is like that. Author 1, author 2, author 3 and 4. And the frequency vector is 3, 4, 2, 1. So based on that, I can find AV or like I can find that how many books I have taken. I take fetch all the data from the database and try to find a factor. Now here comes the point of feedback, which Goodreads or Flipkart use. I don't have that. So what I use for that, I prepared a popularity index of each of the books present in the library and use that popularity index instead of that, like for inavailability of that particular feedback, and trying to find a rank score and give a rank on that. So next one is okay. So next one is collaborative. I am not going into it. So this is the final hybrid model I have given. So this is content and collaborative, how you do it, but I don't have time, fine. And this is the development approach. Actually, we divided into 3 parts. There is a scheduled job which is running every day. It is running every day. It's written on Python, which is calculating the popularity index of each of the books, and also it is calculating like I did not get time. Another index, Jaccard coefficient I use for collaborative filtering. It creates the Jaccard coefficients. Every day it runs. On the right side, we have a WebOpac plugin. I created a WebOpac plugin for Soul, which actually when a user login and based on that their particular user authorization, like we try to find out, fetch the data using a RESTful web service. So that RESTful web service find the data from here. So I get another. So I'm over here on conclusion. So those which are on white, I already covered most of the things, and for those which are on black, it's in the pipeline. So machine learning, generating, generalization and performance evaluation, which is very much necessary. One more thing, I am stuck on one point, that is like university do not give user authentication to everyone. So currently we are using Google OAuth 2.0. I don't know if any day Sol or any other software or market ready software will give such authentication. We can use those API for those. So I should thank.
I have one suggestion there. So as you said that there is no, there is a lacuna in the feedback. So you make that what are the books common in your library and Goodreads or other libraries, you can fetch that their review count and other things, you can make up that gap. So you think in that way. Okay, anyway. Yeah, please. You have a question? Yeah.
Sorry? Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, if any, okay, it can be a, yeah, it can be a plugin to my system because it is completely open. And the thing is, what you are talking about and what PSM was talking about, to fetch data from other resources. So if they have an open API, which or any other kind of web service or SOAP service, which my application can consume those and fetch the data, and based on that, it can put that feedback as over there.
Okay.
Thank you.
His question was slightly different. What I understand you, Samrat, that
Yeah.
suppose Sol does not have that provision.
Okay.
Oha and other people have.
Yeah, that is
you
that.
can rate, you can give.
Yes,
but
that is what.
normally people don't like to do that.
Yeah.
So you are getting very minimum amount of data. Anyway, let's
Okay.
move on.
Thank you,
And
sir.
you people can settle the score outside.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So may I now go to another Anirban, Dr. Anirban Mukherjee, please. And I request you earnestly, please consider, concentrate.
Good morning, Chairman and all the dignitaries and ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to talk about a very unique topic, that is NDLI Club. So let's jump into the topic without wasting any much time. So the entire paper was contributed by the entire NDLI Club team with the leading of Dr. Sutradhar and K.P. Sinha Mahapatra. I am Dr. Anirban Mukherjee presenting the thing. So what is NDLA Club? That should be that is to be understood, because it's a very unique concept and the unique approach ever taken by any digital libraries till date. Actually, the main thing to which digital libraries and throughout the world is struggling, that is reaching people. That is the outreach part. So popularization, dissemination, and user awareness is a main challenge posed in face of the all digital libraries. To handle these things, National Digital Library of India has invented a unique concept, that is establishment of NDLI clubs in the educational institution. Along with the our own popularization, we are also hand-holding with central government for implementation few recommendation of the National Education Policy 2020. So it's a hybrid model that is facilitating both the part. One is popularization of NDLI, and another part is handholding with the NEP 2020 for the implementation pattern. So in that case, what we do, we establish clubs. Clubs means these are the activity-based clubs. As you know, NEP 2020 recommends to establish activity-based learning, activity-based clubs in the higher education institution, so that students get well acquainted with their system, day-to-day reading, learning activities, and all other. Actually, I am not going deep into the part, because already you know what is the utility of such activity-based learning clubs. So NDLI offer a digital platform called NDLI Club, where the schools or mostly the higher education institution we are focusing right now, they can onboard their club. That means they can establish the club in the institution and onboard the system. And what facility this NDLI club is providing is here all the clubs can interact with each other. They can share their information, their resources through conducting multiple events, multi-club activities, and so on and so forth. And apart from that, that is another facility we are giving is, you know, when NAC is visiting your institution, they are asking for the entire activity you are performing throughout the year, and you get stumbled with taking account of all those activities and presenting to them. So NDLI Club is a facility where you can store all your activities, you can perform through it, where it can take the records, how many numbers of people was involved there, as well as what kind of activities were in there. So it's the entire recording system, as well as it generates the automatic certificates to the students and disseminate the single click information to all the members of the club. So it makes the thing very easy to handle for the institution. So this is the initiation of NDLI Club, which was initiated on and around 2021 March. And afterwards, it's a long journey, and we are going. Actually, I will take a deep dive into the entire situation what we are now in the system. So let's move on. The objective of the paper is to overview spatial distribution of the club, how we are in the India, what is our situation, identification of the key factors or influencing factors for establishment and running the NDLI clubs, identification of the scopes and future recommendations. So the entire paper actually involves lots of complex statistical calculations that you can have in the paper that I will be overlooking now. So I am giving an overview. Actually, right now here you can say the data is showing 5004. The data is till end of the September. I am considering within the paper. It is now already increased. So here in the bar graph you can see what is the distribution of the club in the entire India state-wise. So here you can see the highest number of clubs you can see in the Maharashtra. So if overall you view the pie graph, that is the however highest number of clubs in the Maharashtra, but the best performing or best number of clubs, if we take into the account in terms of percentage, that is in the southern zone. Actually, we have divided in this entire discussion. I will not go to the entire state by state level. I will discuss in a zonal level. We have given a spatial distribution of 6 zones to the India, that is north, south, east, west, central, and northeast. So south zone has the highest percentage of clubs, following by the west, and central, then east, north is going at par, and north and northeast. We are struggling there, and I will discuss. There is a lots of issues that already Dr. Guho says that in the remote areas, mostly in northeast and northern part of India, there are issues of multicultural, multi-language, and all others, mostly the geographical barriers. And now I will not go into the system. So what I am saying, to analyze the performance, I have to analyze the things not in the terms of numbers. Actually, we have to understand the thing in terms of performance. So to take a deep dive into it, we have performed a calculation called entropy weight method to ranking the zones according to their performance based on some criteria. This entropy weight method is a very established method taken into the account of multi-criteria decision-making process in mathematics. So these are some steps that involve in the entropy weight method. So these are number of complex calculations, and we have involved in thousands, several nearly 20,000 data are there. So next slide, please. Next slide, please. এখান থেকে অপারেট করা হচ্ছে না, হ্যাঁ। So this is the overall ranking after the calculation of entropy weight method. Here you can see the south zone is performing best. That's the overall score that is indicating at the right side of the graph. And then east followed by west, central, north and northeast. What is then in terms of performance? That is the number of club members and the events the club performed individually at their level. So all these criteria are taken into the account, and in layman point of view, if you consider the performance that we mostly look into it, that how many numbers of people are involved in each activities or sir, then there is no points. Okay, so this is the thing, and actually I have a lot of discussion which may take 2 to 3 minutes, but I am not allowed. So you can go into the paper. So these are some calculation, and the box plots are there. So if I can get the time, we can discuss. So whatever you are seeing that these box plots actually showing where we have to focus, which states we have to focus. Without my description, you cannot get into it. So, however, the time is running out. And the influencing factor that I want to recommend, that I want to conclude, that is the recommendation from the government is a one influencing, main influencing factor. That is AICT is already recommending these 3 black spots you are seeing. In this time zone, recommendation was given by the ICT to form NDLI clubs. So in that time, the spike was high. And so in terms of if we go into the government policy, if we get a recommendation regularly from the AICT like UGC, so it will help us. That is the key influencing factor. And apart from that, rewarding system is working everywhere for the human being. So rewarding system like reward recognition for the librarians and institution also working there. As well as in my finding, I have found that we are doing well in the non-government colleges and higher education system rather than the government colleges. So what is the reason? That is beyond the scope of this discussion. So that we can go, and please next slide. Here are some regression graph that I could explain. I wish anyway skip it. What is the future roadmap? Actually, we have to create a unique, uniform distribution pattern in the India to make a better performance. So there are some recommendations. We have to create a tailored initiatives for the especially northeast and east zones, the union territories, remote areas. We have to extend our service in the schools. We have to take a reward recognition and reinforcements. These 3 are techniques, and that's it. Actually, I am getting blown out.
So I request all of you, if you have any problem in contact with him, and he is the person to help, and he has a team, not only he has a team, so all of them are working on it. So if you have any problem, any question, he is here, so you can ask. The time is very short. Sorry, officer.
Yeah.
We have 3 more papers in this particular session, and may I now call Devasis and the team? Mr. Devasis Das and team, and please concentrate on. Okay. Because your full paper is there. If you are interested, they can go and read.
Very good morning. The title of the paper, Comprehensive Content Curation Workflow at NDLI at Holistic Approach. The author Devashish Das and co-authors myself Rajiv Kundu, Shuchishmita Beda, Ashok Kumar Ghosh, and the mentor and the another co-author is Siddhartha Mukherjee. The main focus of this paper, as a ground level curator on behalf of NDLI projects staff, our main task to curate the data. Next, hold. Our main motto to consider the open access data, and after liaison and another different source, main raw data, ingesting data acquisition method. Data acquisition method is a data crawling, data harvesting, receiving data from the respective source, and then another manual data entry. The raw data is ingested in acquisition system. Acquisition system, then after mapping, we start our curation. After curation is the main focus, the title, author, subject, keyword, URI, and subject classification, access rights, and resource type. Then the curation, the main language codification, the unique code as per ISO 6393, the 2007, the specification. And the main tasks and main focus points, the content stitching part, is the parent-child hierarchy, the journal volume issue and lift the item level. And after the overall curation, quality assurance, the QA part, and another team. After curation, total process is considered for NDLA metadata schema, data testing portal, error downloader, NDLA metadata schema, is a consolidated and the LRMI, Dublin code, and customized metadata structure. And recently developed the automatic data curation team, ADDC, our colleague Arunabha Banerjee explained. The LS people consider myself and curating the data through this tool. And another main focus, the domain-specific categories, the general vertical, school vertical, career vertical, and others. School verticals, especially school verticals, the consider for school verticals is the subject classification schema, is a unique subject classification schema developed in NDLI. The subject classification schema, the next. Domain-specific curation strategies, and next is that the total curation process. Another is the teamwork. This is the supervisor, team lead, and curator, LS and CS, the data acquisition system, and data ingest team, and data lead member validation, and then the backup and the data in live. Thank you for. And the main task. Thank you.
So now Web 2.0 application by Phulosmita Nath.
Good morning all. The title of our paper is Web 2.0 Applications for Digital Libraries, and a case study on social networking sites of NDLI. So this is a joint paper with my PhD guide. I am currently working as a project officer of Northeast Regional Center, IIT Guwahati. So we know about Web 2.0, and we know that social networking sites are very important part of Web 2.0 category. So when we search for literature, the individually social networking sites and NDLI have been covered in many literatures, but we didn't get any literature which is covering the SNS part of NDLI. So we didn't get any literature on web. So that objectives of our paper will come later. So these are some screenshots of social media pages of NDLI. So NDLI is available on total 5 social media pages. And these are our objectives of study: to explore the pattern of various postings on the SNS pages of NDLI, to examine the impact of NDLI's SNS, and to highlight the important suggestions from the users of NDLI's SNS. So significance of this study. So this study can inform all of you about the SNS post of NDLI. What happened actually, you call NDLI team or any other persons to know about the features of NDLI, to know about the collections of NDLI, NDLI. But if you follow the SNS post of NDLI regularly, then it will help you to get the information about NDLI's regular updates. And this is the methodology. We covered total 6 months from January to June 2023. NDLI's SNS pages are very old. The oldest SNS page is Facebook. So Facebook page was created in 2014, and these are some bar diagram. If we see the number of followers, then Facebook page has lots of followers, like 1,33,000. So we are directly go to the conclusion part. And the highest like was received in the Instagram page of NDLI. And this is the finding part, which are arranged according to objectives. So number one objective is to explore the pattern of various postings on NDLI's SNS page. Though on the 4 platforms, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram, NDLI, sorry. On these 4 platforms, actually NDLI uploads same post on the same day. So number of posts are similar, and reminding prominent personality of different domains like Swami Vivekananda and Sachin Tendulkar. So reminding prominent personality is a very important features of NDLI. So it can help you to get the related content about these personalities, and informative post and links to rare contents. So this social media post can help you to instantly get the link directly from the social media page. So no need to go to the NDLI main page and search everything. Directly you can go to the social media pages. So the linking with the content from the social media page is very important part. So it's not working properly actually. So this is the conclusion part, and these are some recommendations. NDLI can post specific questions to collect feedback and opinions from followers, and Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube Live can help with Q&A sessions. So NDLI team members can come with live sessions so that people can ask questions to them. And SNS posts should be structured in such a way that users are encouraged to deliver comments and give opinions. And हाँ सर ये काम नहीं कर रहा है तो इसलिए ये सर conclusion है तो NDLI Facebook page and Instagram, so these are very important part which is providing current awareness service of NDLI, and all things are mentioned in the current proceedings, and we are giving some recommendations. So NDLI team can follow the recommendations to popularize the NDLI pages, because SNS pages are the only thing through which we can popularize anything, like a physical library, digital library. So NDLI can follow the things, and all things are mentioned in the proceedings. So thank you.
Pulosmita is a NDLI staff at IIT Guwahati, and she is doing an excellent job. Give a big hand to her. Thank you.
Now in this session, one paper is left by Nirupam Biswas, which will be shifted in the next after the lunch. And now there will be a product presentation by Elsevier. Only 3 minutes is allowed. Please, ma'am.
So I've already given an ultimatum of 3 minutes. I said no, I need more time. Okay. So hi everyone. I'm Ishwarya. I work as a customer consultant with Elsevier. Some of you might already know me, and for others, I might be a new face. So I'm not here to talk about Elsevier as such. To start with, I would want to talk a little bit about the research overview of IIT Kharagpur. So I have taken out data from SciWell, it is one of our tools, and I have taken data from 2018 to 22. Now if you see, we have published close to 16,000 documents. So these documents in the last 5 years are more documents than published by Sri Lanka as a country. So you see how many papers are getting published, and thanks to you, sir, for providing resources so researchers are able to publish these many papers. The FWCI, which is a quality matrix, it doesn't matter how many papers we are publishing if we are not able to meet the quality benchmark. The FWCI is 1.14. 1 is world average. 1.14 means we are publishing above world average. Okay. Now, there are some numbers of how the research output has increased year on year, what we call as a CAGR, compound annual growth. And we see the quality as well as the publication, both are improving in quality. Now, moving on, we were talking about SDGs, right? Sustainable development. How do we introduce sustainable development in education? Why is it important to have sustainable development in education? Because if we don't teach at a very initial stage to our students that what is sustainable development, they will never be able to put it in the learning in the future. Most of the programs that are happening in North America or Europe, they have sustainable development integrated in their programs. And if you see, these are the number of papers that are published by IIT Kharagpur from 2018 to 22 in different SDGs. If you see, maximum number of papers are published in affordable and clean energy. If any of you want to have this kind of data for your institutes, please feel free to reach out to your Elsevier account manager or me. I will have this data taken out. Now, talking about librarians, because wherever I go, I hear what is Elsevier doing for librarians? What is Elsevier? We understand we take out the biggest chunk of your wallet share. So what is that? How are we giving it back to the community? I have 3 minutes, so I'll just keep it down. See, to start with, we have a dedicated platform for librarians. Why is it important? Because learning is the only thing which will help you not to be obsolete. Once you become obsolete, there is no use. So it is important that we continuously learn. And in Elsevier Library Connect Academy, there are programs that are dedicated for librarians. How do you manage the data requirement of your institute? How do you understand the user needs? Very specific programs that are designed for librarians. Then a dedicated website for librarians. This and the next slide, Library Connect. So this will have information about what is happening throughout the library community in the world. It will have webinars, it will have links that you can study, that you can go through. And if you want implementation of such programs in your institutes or in your club, let's say NDLI club, you can reach out to us. We will be more than happy to be part of this club. So I just shared my card to sir. I said we will be more than happy to do more workshops for you. If you want editors, I will call out editors who will be able to do dedicated workshops for you. Okay. And then the Researcher Academy. This is not just for the librarians, these are for the research scholars as well. We understand as a country, we might not have the time or the bandwidth to tell our researchers how you can frame your manuscript. It's a basic thing, right? And we might not have the bandwidth to tell our researchers that. So that's why we have this academy, again, a free of cost academy in which budding researchers can go and do a lot of certified courses. For example, you want to learn more about ethics or you want to learn more about research metrics. So you can go to this website, you can ask your research scholars to go to this website, enroll free of cost and start taking their certified courses. Then, last slide of my presentation, Elsevier Connect I have already covered. Now talking about librarians. How do we get into leadership roles? How do we increase our knowledge graph? So what we have done is we have made a program dedicated for the librarians of South Asia. So this year we are running a pilot. The program is called Elsevier Styler Library Club. This year we have enrolled 9 librarians from South Asia who are going through this program. Few of my program people are here and so so we can work in coordination with each other. So here what do I aim to do is, I want to increase the knowledge graph of librarians. You know, very basic things like Scopus certifications or Civil certification, Elsevier Library Connect certification, and workshops. Like this year we are doing a open science and open access workshop that will be taken from some senior people who are working in open sciences for a lot of years. Because see, all over the world transformative agreements are coming in place. So we need to educate our librarians as well. And every year we will have this program roll out. This year we have only 9 seats, but next year we will have more seats. And we will have more such programs that will help librarians to increase their knowledge graph. With that, I will end my presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
With this, I request now chair, co-chair and rapporteur. Oxford. Okay, just little change. There will be a presentation by Oxford only for 3 minutes. Kindly restrict. Please bear with us for another 5 minutes only.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So it's good to come over here and start the presentation, and thankful to Dr. Sutrodhar and the entire NDL team to give us a presentation. I think half of the room already know me because we met many of the librarians during my course of visit. Actually, the presentation is coming, but I would just like to cover some of the important part what OUP has started. We have recently developed a new platform which is called Oxford Academic. Now, the reason behind is that historically we have collected so many feedback from many librarians where we have so many resources in respect of e-resources as well as the journal's content, which we have put together in one platform. Earlier it was segregated platform. So I'm just going to it. Yeah. Yeah. So this comes under academic, where it is covering the scholarly books, reference as well as journals out of our core segment for education and ELT, which is a different part altogether. So this is the home page for showing this, because many of the librarians are already having access to our journals platform. Now, just to give an added information, these are the resources where you can see the academic books over 40,000 title is added with the journal platform, and these 40,000 title is a part of the scholarly monograph, at the same time the handbooks and other content, which would be a cross-searching platform between journals content as well as the books content. So the reason behind is that we have given not only to putting in one place the content is, but also to seamless search, because whenever we give a search, it will give the exact output from all the 40,000 books plus the journals above 500. Actually, we have approximately 400 journals further, which is in a mode of open access. So I'll coming into that part. I'm just keeping the slide because of the time constraint. This is one of the important part, I must say, because as we have taken an initiative by 2025, we would be reducing a lot of our footprints in respect of print acquisition and print publications. So this is because just to sustain the deforestation and climate change and waste and pollution. So this is one of the global issue. I think all the publishers have taken steps, so we are also in that same boat. Just to give you an highlight of 2024 journals collection, what we have, this comes with the 7 different subject discipline, and where in 2024 we have added new title in respect of new joiners from various publishers, which is total is 375 journals. The value proposition, this is one of the important slide, why we have considered this. So over 70% of our published journals with the partners journals, means we represent mainly the society publishers, and out of them in last year 2022 over 250 million downloads happened, because this credit goes mostly to the societies whom we represent, and there are 160 countries of scholars who represent, I mean the scholars from different 160 countries we represent, and 6 subject collection with Nobel winning authors. This is one of the value proposition, the cost per citation. If you see and the comparison between different subject discipline, you can see the cost from other publisher as well as the OUP cost, the last one actually. Sorry, actually this mouse is, so just, thank you very much. So read and publish I have already told earlier. So just to give an idea, actually this mouse pointer is having some disturbance. So right now we have 40,000 article has been published in last couple of years. So we are looking forward, and I will definitely in touch with you one-to-one for these things. Thank you very much. So be in touch.
Thank you, Joyendra. Nice, very nice. আচ্ছা টার্নিটিনের কই আছে? টার্নিটিন, come first. Sorry, a little bit delay this session, and they are the pioneer in the library product. So we are survived because of them. So we have to give some time to them. Mr. 5 minutes. Huh? Everybody knows this. You are the monopoly.
Good morning, everyone. It is really privilege to be a part and associate with IIT Kharagpur in this symposium. I think we could easily recollect because there are a lot of faces are there which we meet regularly. So I'll not take much time. I'll just simply start my presentation. Yeah, update it. So we are a 25 years old company, so I think that speaks the volume where Turnitin is. So okay. So our mission is to ensure the integrity of global education and research. That's what our motto is, and there's what we are heading forward to it. So next slide, please. So you can browse through our content, which is in depth, quality wise, longevity wise, and breadth of the content as well. We cover all forms of plagiarism, be it scholarly publications, internet archive, and global student paper database. Now global student paper database is something that we are very well known for it. Next slide, please. In terms of discipline, you can see multiple disciplines are being covered. There is hardly any discipline or subjects that we do not cover. Over 10,000 top cited journals and scholarly SICs. I think 95% is the database coverage that we have, and that speaks our volume. In terms of contribution with from the publishers, I think all the renowned publishers are integrated and part of Turnitin repository. We had exclusive tie-up with Crossref. This is something I think no other service provider in this fraternity can have. Over 15 million papers that Turnitin crawls and being updated at regular intervals. So it is also like open sources. As far as open sources are concerned, it gives coverage from the open sources as well. In terms of English language, this is something that I think we should focus on it. There are 53 languages which are like you can see from also from Bengali and Hindi are also covered, which includes translated matching. That is something like huge if the database has this kind of coverage. So I think you should understand that volume, what it speaks about. Next slide. Next. So this is a few snapshot that I covered from a recent newspaper that I just wanted to showcase. If you go to the previous slide, please. Yeah, so what speaks about data privacy and security, this is again very important. I think you should put lot of focus in terms of if you are going for any research or if you are uploading your thesis and papers, so you should be very concerned about the data privacy and security. In terms of writing with integrity in 21st century, it is not only writing skills is required, but apart from, I think, writing skills, the other like norms for collaborations in writing, time management, information literacy, along with citation, proper citation skill, phrasing skill, argumentation, critical thinking, grammar, vocabulary, I think these are also a very important points to be noted. What's new here is Turnitin AI writing detections. Next slide, please. So Turnitin has announced its AI writing detection capabilities in April 2028 and has integrated these features. I think most of you are using this AI writing capability as well. So why this is valuable for the institutions? There are some points, I think. Now it safeguards academic integrity, specialized for student writing. I think all the publishers, most of the publishers rather, are asking for AI writing certificates or reports as well. So I think AI writing has been the keen and very important in terms of similarity report is concerned. And this is analysis just I wanted to showcase, like in terms of competitors and Turnitin, where do we start with this? Thank you.
I have taken your photograph. Okay.
So now I request our chair, co-chair and rapporteur please come on to the dais. I also request Dr. Tamal Guha sir, please come on to the dais. I request Professor K.P. Snehapatra sir to hand over a memento to chair of the session. Please.
Come on.
Now I request librarian sir to hand over memento to Professor, Manoj Kumar Sinha sir. Assam University, yes. I request Dr. Anirban to hand over memento to Alka Khare, madam. I request librarian sir to hand over memento to Dr. Tamal Guha sir. Now I request each one of author who have presented the paper, please come in front, so we will felicitate you. I request those who have presented papers, please come in front. Please come all together. Please come all together. I request all publisher also, please be here later. সামনে যা তোমরা ফ্রন্টে যা ব্যাক সাইডে দাঁড়িয়ে
Take a photograph first.
আপনি দিন আপনি হ্যাঁ
I request Jadavji to please come and Right, Kumar sir, please come. Kumar sir, bhai. गुंजन गुंजन नहीं है ओ आई बिकॉज चैनल आज ना अरे इनको माने अजय जी आपका
Now I request representative from Oxford, Turnitin and Elsevier, please come here, and librarian sir will hand over memento to all of you. So I thank all our chair, co-chair, rapporteur as well as all the audience to have patience and please have tea outside. Thank you very much. I am extremely sorry for delay of the session. We'll assemble as soon as possible within 15 minutes.